If you want to be able to buy the most expensive players and open the best packs in FC25, go to u7buy.com to buy your EA FC 25 coins. It's cheaper than buying FC points and just as reliable. With their already amazing prices, you can get an extra 8% using promo code Inception at checkout. Okay guys, so we're going to go ahead and check out the new evolutions today, right? So one of them is going to be called Versatile Goal Scorer, and then the other one's going to be called Late to the Party, right? So Late to the Party, we're probably not going to check out too much of. There are cards that are trending because of the way that they're generally formatted with the nice improvements and whatnot. But we are mainly going to be checking out probably Versatile Goal Scorer for the most part. But we'll see. We'll see what the vibes are for all of these cards and the stat improvements that they could potentially get, because there's a lot of things to look into, right? So with the Versatile Goal Scorer, you have players that get the Target Forward Plus, Advanced Forward Plus, Trivela Plus, Poacher Plus, as well as a Power Shot Trickster, and then a bunch of stat improvements, right? So obviously some very good stuff there. Could potentially improve these cards to be very, very nice players, especially if you want to work with the Trivela a little bit more often. The thing about Trivela is that having having the Playstyle Plus version of it is still pretty nice because of the contextual ones that pop off whenever the situations arise. But for the most part, you could still hit Trivelas even if you don't really have it, right? But yeah, the main reason right now, you know, as to why like Messi is trending as much as he is because of the fact that, you know, Suarez is obviously leaked as an SBC to come, right? So with Lionel Messi's improvement as a 4-star, 5-star player, by the looks of this one in particular, it could still potentially be a decent card to use as long as you use them in the cam position, but doesn't really have the roles for it. On the right-hand side, I mean, he could still play it well. He still has the inside forward on the right wing. He still has advanced forward as a striker as well, but if you use him as an advanced forward striker, it has to be, you know, to be used in like a 2-striker formation for the most part, right? But yeah, with Lionel Messi, main reason why he's trending is obviously because of the potential Luis Suarez card incoming. But with this improvement, you get a nice little dribbling boost. You have the 4-star, 5-star capability, so you can't do skill moves, but you could pass the ball pretty well for the most part, right? He's well formatted in that sense, but yeah, it's the main reason why he's trending, right? Ronaldo is trending because it's Ronaldo, because with these cards, you could always go down the route of improving Ronaldo and giving him a Trivela Plus, absolutely. But on a Hunter chemistry style, I'm not going to say the card is outdated, because you could definitely still make this card work 100%. But with the dribbling stats as it is, you know, people are going to want better improvements. Like if you're going to be using a Ronaldo at this point in the game, you might as well just be using the flashback one, right? So that way you can have someone that, you know, has the weak foot, has the skill moves to work with, right? And then you just basically go from there. Doesn't make a lot of sense to go down that route for the Evo. Now, this is where it gets a little bit interesting, just a little bit, because some of these improvements are kind of pointless, right? So Theo Hernandez on this one, from Late to the Party, gets a Trickster Plus. Trickster Plus is not really a direction that I want to go with when it comes to Theo Hernandez. The main thing with this one is the stat improvements, right? Like you giving him the stat improvements for a rare gold card that still performs very well in the meta of the game to this day is nice, you know, because you keep him at a lengthy as well with the anchor increasing the pace to be perfect as usual. 100% nice stuff, but it's mainly for the stat improvements, because a Trickster Plus is really wasteful on a card like this, right? You want to be able to do some different things. The thing is that, like, you know, it could be like a short-term thing for some people's clubs, right? But if you're to do 50k for a short term, a little bit more debatable, right? Because that Trickster Plus for left back, it's kind of whatever, right? With Tudom, this one makes more sense in my opinion, because you don't give him the Trickster Plus, right? From Late to the Party. What you do give him is stat improvements. And what's important about Tudom's card is that he is still, to this day, well formatted for the Shadow chemistry style. Why? Because his physical stats are in a very good area. He has 2 very nice playstyles for the most part, right? But he still has the important ones too. Like, guys, to be honest with you, with Tudom, there's some people's accounts that I'll use, right? And Tudom will be their right back. This guy is really, really nice in the right back position, right? And for obvious reasons, because, you know, he's a bigger guy at 6 foot tall, He's got the body type. He's a lengthy with perfect pace. And then you have a bruiser so that you can kind of outmuscle people in certain situations as well. But you still have anticipate. You still have a slide tackle if you still have to do like last second decision-making tackles. You still have an intercept. So, you know, if you go down this route because you want the stat improvements from a backline boss into a card like this, this is more of a nice improvement. Like for me, I think he's one of the better right backs in the game. Like if you're not getting like a Doom Freeze or anything like that, like every time I use him on somebody's account that has like an evoed version of him, he always performs very nice. The skill moves, you know, sure, you know, they add the skill moves to him, but you know, like he should be training more than Theo for sure, without a shadow of a doubt, right? Theo getting Trickster Plus is like doesn't make a lot of sense, to be honest with you, right? Nkunku. So Nkunku gets a bunch of stat improvements for the most part, right? He gets the stat improvements, and then the main thing here is that he also gets the weak foot improvement, right? So the thing about this card is that at this point in the game, he is actually really well formatted now, right? So if you were to go down this route of holding on to the inform card that has rightfully so gone up in price significantly, and then you put it towards this card that is now a 5-star player that you only have to upgrade with 50k, this is a very solid option, right? Because in the cam position, the card still has a regular shadow striker, but he also has a playmaker with decent passing capabilities, not amazing passing capabilities. For me, this is mainly a card that you want to use in the side positions as much as you possibly can. So, you know, using him in those sort of roles is going to be the most ideal situation. But regardless, he still has a lot of position changes. You could play him at striker with the advanced forward. You could play him as a shadow striker in a 4-2-3-1, right? So still works out very nicely, right? And the card is well formatted for the hunter. The shooting's in a good area. Dribbling also in a good area. He's still working with the first touch, even if he doesn't have like a press proven and stuff. So this is a very good improvement for Nkunku. Very, very solid improvement. Ronaldo, again, probably a different variation where you do some chains on him to give him the upgrades to that point, but that depends on whether or not you obviously have those chains. Griezmann, you can upgrade from the rare gold version. I mean, honestly, with Griezmann card, guys, like you don't want to work with dribbling at that point in the game, right? Like, sure, you know, with a card like this, if you're improving like a cheaper alternative version, you could just give him an engine. Because, you know, he still has a 92 for finishing and stuff. If you give him an engine, he still has mid-90s for pace. Dribbling is there, passing is there. He's a 4-star, 5-star. But like I said, with this card, I know like this card is like super expensive, but I don't know, like with evolution with this card, you kind of have to hope for something in the future to come out for him to be like significantly better, right? Like I said, with the different players that exist right now, like Nkunku just seems like a better option, unless you really want to work with that finesse shots, right? That's a huge variable as well, because some people just often use finesse shots on a pretty consistent basis. I think this card would be more sought after maybe if he had like a position change, but he still has the striker, so it's like kind of whatever, you know, it's kind of whatever. Reinders gets an improvement, so again, you kind of go down the route of giving him a Trickster Plus. I mean, sure, you could go down this route if you really want to, if you want to be able to do some flick ups and stuff to score some opportunities, by all means, right? But do I think it's going to make a lot of sense to do it for this card? Not necessarily. Like, I think honestly, with a lot of these evos, like, unless you have, I don't know, a lot of the times, unless they have like 2 dribbling playstyles, and like maybe I'd go down that route, but you can actually do it on the new Tammy card. Interesting. Yeah, so Reinders, there's the Heung-min Son. Reinders, Heung-min Son. Heung-min Son, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, there was a guy's account that had, it has to be an evolution, I think. Yeah, it wasn't the fantasy card. He had an evolution one that had a press proven plus on it. I still wasn't impressed. I was like, yeah, so it's just kind of like he needs like super high dribbling for that to be really good on him. There was so many years, guys, where a press proven plus would be like the main thing that like really makes a player's dribbling significantly better. It's not really like that as much nowadays, man. There's so many other variables that make the left stick on a card just way better to work with, right? Tammy Abraham, though, I mean, you do get a nice improvement on him. With Versatile Goal Scorer, you get a lot of stat improvements, right? So with this card on Versatile Goal Scorer, You could still go down the route of, you know, giving him a hawk or giving him a hunter, to be honest. Like, he's still not really that poorly formatted for those things. Press proven plus could compensate for the dribbling being as it is. With the flashback version, he is already a 5-star card, right? So I've already faced this card the other day, and honestly, he was actually doing a pretty solid job from like the runs that he would make to get into certain positions, because, you know, he still has the advanced forward plus. And then some people would actually just give him a hawk and then just use him as a controlled lengthy, which, I don't know, like most of the times, every time he would do work against me, it would be with the hunter for the most part, right? Because he has better shooting capabilities. He still has like running stuff as well. So being able to run with the rapid and the quick step is great. But sure, you know, some people may want to go down the route of just, you know, giving him a hawk just to make him a controlled lengthy. It just depends on the person, right? But yeah, Tammy Abraham gets a nice little stat improvement as well. He does get that trickster, but he already had a trickster before. Versatile goal scorer. No, versatile goal scorer is not the one that gives the thing. Oh no, it was. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So Tammy Abraham, versatile goal scorer for Paulo Futre. So again, this is for a different variation of the card. See, it's so strange with a card like this. I guess the difference is that like the SBC is a 5-star. That would be like the main difference between the two. Because this card is now actually formatted for a hawk. Like, you can give him a hawk now. Or a hunter, because the finishing is not super low. They're super cringe with SBCs this year. Like, with this Paulo Futre, like the base finishing being there, and then you give him a hunter. Like, you could totally give him a hunter, but then like 84 shot power, you know? I guess it depends on the person, really. But yeah, that's like the difference, right? It's that and the fact that like he still has a Trivela plus, to be honest. Like, that's actually pretty good in the left-hand side for like this variation of his card. Like, look at how much he went up just from the evolution as well. For people that don't want to do the SBC but still have a version of him that has some pretty good stuff. Like, this card, like, look at the differences, right? Like, he has Trickster plus, and this card has like a more relevant playstyle in Trivela, but he's a 5-star, 4-star. Could it be a big deal for some people? Maybe not. Or 4-star, 5-star, excuse me. I get confused because they put weak foot first over the skill moves, but it makes sense because his weak foot is bigger, right? Barcola. So Barcola's card, honestly, if it were up to me, I would not even risk going down this route. His dribbling is just kind of weird, man. If it's anything like it was when I tried it out during that time period, like, just want to really go down this route with Barcola personally. Versatile goal. I like the Nkunku a lot. That's well formatted. Tudor for late to the party looks great, to be honest. It should be trending more than these cards. Like, Messi is trending because of Suarez. That's the main thing there. Cruyff gets the versatile goal scorer as well. Dribbling is still kept very low if you were to go down this route, though. That's the thing. Like, he would have to have, like, I don't know, some sort of chain evolutions that increases his dribbling significantly. But they would do this, right? Because the thing about this card is that the one thing that he's always missing is the pace. So now you get the pace, but then your dribbling is not as high, right? It's the way of the road, brother. It's the way of the road. I mean, you could technically just give him a finisher as well, and like he would still work out in the cam position specifically, probably as a playmaker, to be honest with you. But he gets a nice improvement too. Late to the party for Neymar, he gets general stat improvements. So he gets stat improvements across the board. I would say this is kind of similar to the situation of Nkunku, where it's like, if you want an improved version of Neymar, you could totally do it because he's not really that poorly formatted. Like, with his dribbling being where it's at, it doesn't work too badly with his Neymar body type, you know what I'm saying? So when you give him a hunter and you boost the pace and you boost the shooting, putting both of those in a very good area meta-wise, it's nice, right? Because he still has passing stuff. Playstyles, yeah, you could probably do with a little more, to be honest with you. I'm not going to say that's not the case, but for people that want an improved version of Neymar, I'm not like completely against that route, to be honest. This is Kenny Dalglish. If you did not do the 99 dribbling one, to be honest with you, you probably should have done the 99 dribbling one. With this card, you know, I think with 99 dribbling, it completely transforms a card, right? I don't care if this one turns into a 4-star, 5-star. I don't remember which evolution it was specifically, but the 90 dribbling on him would definitely have a really big influence on positively influencing him in the game, like for him to be like just significantly better. This card still has good stuff. Maybe if he had like a position change with the finesse shots and the pains pass being you know, a main thing on the card, it would be nice if he had like maybe cam position changes meta wise, you know. But 4-star, 5-star finesse shot plus is still very good. He still gets a dribbling boost regardless of whether or not you would go down this route, but he still looks pretty good, right? But like I said, I will say that the dribbling boost on that other evolution with 99 dribbling was kind of crazy, right? It was pretty crazy to work with. Kunde. So Kunde gets an upgrade if you did bench boost backline boss into late to the party, right? So again, very specific situation where you improve a lot of the base card stats of the card. Now, to be honest with you, I actually like the way this card generally looks. I think in the right back position, even if he's not a lengthy, I still feel like he could play that position well because he generally had really good animations when I was first using him in the beginning of the year, right? So I actually used to use him a lot in the right back position because I would use him on fullback, which he had the plus variation of it. It was just weird because he had a lot of like center back personality, or not personality, but like personal traits where I was like, you know, he's 5-star, 4-star. The 4-star weak foot is nice, right? But that's already improved from like the initial upgrades on the card. But it's nice improvements. He still has intercept, block, quick step, slide tackle, anticipate, jockey. Like it's still a lot of good stuff. And to be honest, it wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea to try a card out like this in the center back position. Do I think you probably want more physical, lengthy to work with? Absolutely, 100%. But the right back position is not looking too bad for him for sure. Let's see what other options we have here. Wayne Rooney 87 dribbling still? Nah. Tammy Abraham. Ronaldo Hudson-Odoi. Yeah, this one's better. It is mainly like left-hand side, but he does at least have a finesse shot if you have the inform version of his card. Yeah, it's not too bad. On a hunter, your finishing is at 97. You have near enough perfect pace, 2 decent playstyle pluses. If you're a Nottingham Forest fan, you might not go wrong with that one, to be honest. Late to the party, Bombito. Bombito, he's got some good stuff now, no? Anticipate, block, intercept. I never actually tried out this card, but he does look pretty solid, to be fair. Looks really good on a Sentinel, eh? Keeps him at a mostly lengthy, good defensive boost, good physical boost as well. I'm curious to know how he is in game, but I've never really tried him myself. This is from the Player of the Month. Not too relevant. What do they have on But.gg? Who's like the trending cards in this? Due 90 dribbling? What's this one? This is a chain evo. Chain evo for him. Dribbling is not in an ideal spot. Unless it was, you know, a card that has like higher defensive stats, then it'd be cool. Relentless and Bruiser. Araujo. Okay, so mainly for the pace boost and physical boost. And then a 5-star weak foot. I mean, that would be pretty significant for him, to be honest. It would be, because he has good physical reactions, composure in a pretty decent spot. Still has Defender++. That could be pretty nice, to be fair. Not a bad upgrade on that one. Danny DaCosta actually gets another one here. Okay, so what do you stay on though? Oh, you still stay on that. That's actually pretty good. Which one is this one for? This one is for late to the party. So you pay for the upgrade on this one. I mean, they're both paid, but anchor chemistry style, mostly lengthy. I liked him on the lengthy before. when I tried out the card initially, like without any improvements. He's pretty nice. I didn't mind him at all. Declan Rice, so whatever version of his card has the intercept, that's the card that's really nice to work with. So I guess it's like this one. So if there was like evolutions for this, that would be different. Yeah, this variation. His intercept's really good on him. Like, it's actually, he does it a lot in game. Tudom, Araujo, Darun. Oh, I could see why he's trending, because he still has intercept and stuff too. Oh, and he's mostly lengthy on a shadow. That's very interesting. What's your CDM stuff? Oh, he only has center half, which sucks. But holding plus plus and deep lying playmaker plus plus is not bad. That's not too bad. You can see why he's trending a little bit. This is from the player of the month. It is from the player of the month. Another card I never really tried out myself, but honestly, it looks pretty good on a shadow. Looks pretty good on that holding plus plus roll for sure. It's a very good improvement for that card. Çalhanoğlu with yet another evolution. Not super relevant for this one. There was the other evolution was actually pretty solid in him. Like this one, it's nice because of the pace boost. Like that would be like the main thing, because he's I think he's a controlled player. Or mostly explosive, yeah. So he's not lengthy. You can't make him into a lengthy. It's not possible. So giving him a shadow on this is actually not a horrible idea. The pace boost would be actually pretty nice. Because the play styles that he's generally working with are already pretty good, right? You can't really go wrong with that one either. Again, with Theo and the Trickster, wouldn't really care too much about that myself. Yeah, most of these cards that get the Trickster plus, I'm not really like super crazy about. But the general stat improvements can definitely be really cool for sure. This one, the ones that are trending for this one for the most part makes sense. We've kind of like reviewed most of them. Dybala might actually be well formatted now. Still a little bit weird in the dribbling. Still a little bit weird. Chiesa. That's from a chain evo, but it does put him in 90s for dribbling. And then on a hunter, he actually doesn't look bad on a 5-star. Yeah. Excuse me. If you went down like some chain evils, for sure. But yeah, there could be many options for this one. I think the main thing that you have to look for when it comes to like the players that you're selecting is try to get players like for versatile goal scorer, try to get players like Nkunku that has dribbling that's actually well formatted. You at this point in the game, you basically have like perfect pace, right? 99, 99, and then shooting is all in the 90s area. Like this is the types of cards you got to be looking at more than anything. And then like with cards like this, like Tudom is a really good example because he's still really well formatted for a shadow on a controlled lengthy. And you give him, you give him the stat improvement so that he generally feels better in game, especially in that dribbling department, but it still keeps him to the base mechanic of what he's supposed to be, right? So yeah, this one actually has like a few different evolution choices that could be pretty cool. The only downside of it is the fact that you're paying for it, which is most of the FUT birthday ones for the most part, but a lot of interesting stuff you could choose from with this one, I would say. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this video today. I might still review Pope, but I would have to try out a striker while reviewing Pope, because goalkeeper reviews take a little bit longer if you're not like specifically letting people score against you, essentially, right? So yeah, we'll see what the vibes are. I'll see you guys for the next video. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.